Thanks for staying with us. It's time now to look at stories making headlines on Nigerian newspapers. We have a couple of them with us here, and suffice to also say that some of them are a reflection of the current state of insecurity. Let's look at blueprints now, for example, and it says Nigeria in very difficult situation. Citizens tired. That's according to the NSA, that's the National Security Advisor there. We heard a bit of his position, his latest position, and he's still also reflected here in this day, the next paper, to see military developing new strategies to curtail terrorism, says there will be renewed momentum against insecurity. That's, of course, according to Babagana Mongono. On leadership, still on the rise in insecurity, bombing terrorists, only way out. Bombing terrorists, only way out. Governor El-Rufai of Kaduna State there addressing the federal government. There are also further riders saying bandits ambush, kill soldiers at Zuma Rock as military declares Abuja safe. Claims killing 88 terrorists in Buhari and other areas within the FCT. Business Day is next. Insecurity crippling education, it says, and adds that insecurity is fueling migration as well. That's Business Day. To The Guardian now, still on the insecurity. Federal government admits failure as opposition insists on impeachment. NSA promises new strategies and seeks citizens' cooperation. Finally, with me is First News. PDP representatives join opposition leaders, opposition senators, impeachment plot against President Buhari. Of course, it was the Senate minority group, and now we understand that PDP lawmakers at the House of Reps are also joining in this impeachment bid against the president. Kelly.
Yes, and of course the nation actually stays with that as well, impeachment. APC moves to stop PDP lawmakers gang up. Kachuku, CD flew opposition senators, reps threats to move against Buhari. Well, that's the nation. The Punch has as its main streamer presidential primaries. Buhari's ex-minister asks court to disqualify Tinubu and Atiku. Interesting indeed. Wajuba falls APC and PDP primaries over. Statutory delegates vote buying, says former Lagos governor, ex-VP, bribed delegates with dollars. It's an interesting read. I'm not sure Wajuba was at the APC presidential primaries. I think he was absent.
He wasn't.
So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. This Nigeria gets our attention next. Murder of 6-year-old Hanifa, proprietor accomplice to die by hanging. It's crime against humanity. Prosecutor counters plea for leniency. Another writer stays with the story, says Kano State Governor Ganduje waiting to sign death warrant. Such a huge and tragic loss, the death of 6-year-old Hanifa. Well, that's this Nigeria, and of course we have the Daily Trust next. It states on Nigeria's economy. It says Naira depreciation takes toll on investors, worsens uncertainty. Naira depreciation takes a toll on investors, worsens uncertainty. This is a different twist to what Madam Minister of Finance is saying about the economy. The Nigerian News Director gets our attention next. It says revenue shortfall, outrage over FG's imposition of 5% excess duty on telecom services. Revenue shortfall, outrage over FG's imposition of 5% excise duty on telecom services. And finally, I have with me the national economy. And of course, it also states Nigeria's economy says foreign shipping firms surcharge Nigerian importers 94 billion naira in 2 years. Foreign shipping firms surcharge Nigerian importers 94 billion naira in 2 years. I wonder why I'm sticking with 95. That's the national economy.
All right, Kelly, so much to talk about. And of course, the insecurity situation remains a good talking point. Good, but definitely leaving a bad aftertaste in one's mouth when you look at all the, how hydra-headed this menace is. Of course, we can't talk enough about the implications on the common man, and now with the attention and people trying hard not to panic in Abuja. We spoke earlier about an attack on the military checkpoint around the Zuma Rock area. This along the Kaduna-Abuja highway. Reports say car owners had to, leave their vehicles behind and scamper for safety. And of course, there was a crucial security meeting at the national level in Abuja on Thursday. And, we've listened to Major General Babagana Monguno, who, he's talking about new strategies to curb insecurity. It comes at a time when, on Wednesday, the Senate also, said in the minority group, of course, that they were working on plans to impeach the president. We had a guest on the news yesterday as well who said that now it has come to this, even though it is late in an arrival, but better late than ever. Looking at everybody joining in the outrage.
Well, we are probably seeing the heat, coming up to meet them
at the center.
At the center, it maybe because there was the mention of the president and Governor El-Rufai and so on and so forth. But they say the fruit of the pudding is in the eating. They say they have new strategies. We want to see what the strategy is. Those people have had strategies. Remember, they said that in the what they call it, the documentary, the BBC documentary, showed that these people have counter-insurgency. Even though they are the insurgents, they have counter-insurgency policies.
Even among the communities.
Their own spies.
Right.
They have their own strategies. They have those telling them what is happening. They have weapons to counter. They have strategies to make money. Why our people are stealing the money that they are supposed to use to buy weapons and all of that? When there are questions about corruption and security, these people are using their money to buy rearms. They are buying motorcycles. They are paying people that are even getting turbaned in the place. They are getting legitimacy. So they need to get a real strategy, and they need to get it soon. They have talked of strategy for the past how many years. We have not seen any new strategy. The whole security meetings, it's almost like what Olarotimi did in one of his plays about talk shop. Our brother, our husband has gone mad again. So where people will just start talking. It's all about talk shop. There's nothing going on in the family. There's something we need to do. Concrete thing. Don't go and criticize a BBC thing. BBC has told its own story. You tell your own story so that we too can come and can go there and do documentary on how you flushed out Aleru, Dogogide, and all the terrible people in all the forests. Then we can tell your own story. And we have our own heroes. Don't start complaining about other people's heroes. Don't complain about the hero of the bandits. Make your own heroes.
I mean, we can go on and on as people will still continue to look at the documentaries. People, there's still a lot of ignorance out there. There's still, so many people who don't understand how a problem as this has grown to this level. I mean, this were called bandits, just having at a point just random kidnappings. And now some security experts even say they have even grown worse than the terrorists and the Boko Haram guys themselves, because these people are so scattered. They don't seem to have like a collective organization, but then they still remain the dreaded ones. And looking at the government's stance against, people have also said, like, look at the time when they even went to suspend the state government in Zamfara State, suspended the traditional ruler who turbaned Ado Alero. Of course, the issue was he may have done what he did. We established at the point that it was even the local council of that traditional area that decided to turban him. It wasn't like
they have not
he
even,
asked.
They have not even unturbaned him. So he's still
so he still goes.
They've not
He's still
even
suspended.
suspended.
No, they suspended
he can be unsuspended. That's my point.
They suspended the man.
But the effect, what he did.
But even the man, the Alero guy, is still the Fulani Saki Fulani. They have not dethroned him.
And of course, also begs the question of, is that the answer? Is that the answer? Because even in the interview we had with Bukka T. Bulama yesterday, he said the sentiments that the local residents are more sympathetic to the terrorists is even is not even based on strong points, because like Sam said, they could be part of the terrorists, part of the bandits themselves.
Yes, I mean, it was interesting again to see the National Security Advisor speak to Nigerians and then try to ask that Nigerians should also take up the responsibility of supporting or contributing their quota to improving on the security of the nation. Look, I've said that the issue of trust or faith in the government or the administration is something, or even the security agents, is something that Nigerians have probably lost over the years. Look, if something happens to an average Nigerian right now, if a Nigerian says something going wrong and he's asked to, or he feels, look, should I go to a police station and report this thing? The average Nigerian would not think of going to the police station. The average Nigerian sees a policeman, for instance, with his in his regalia or attire or uniform or whatever, and has a different mindset of who that person is. You see an army man with his uniform, and there's a different misconception of who this person is because of the treatment, because of the relationship. So when the administration keeps calling on Nigerians to support the fight or contribute to improving insecurity, they must ensure that the trust and faith that Nigerians have lost over the years must be regained. But having said that, while we commend Mr. President for having an Emergency Security Council meeting yesterday, I understand, I think it's like the third in 1 month. It shows you how the situation has become very recently. While we commend him for having the Emergency Security meeting, because he was just back from, I think, Liberia or thereabouts, we also want to see Mr. President, as we see in developed climes, talk to Nigerians. We don't want to hear from the NSA. It wasn't the NSA that convinced Nigerians or spoke to Nigerians before he became president. He spoke to Nigerians about the desire, the dream he had to end insecurity in the country. So when we see this kind of attacks, we want Mr. President to speak to Nigerians, not from scripts, from his heart, to interface, to interact with Nigerians, to feel what Nigerians are going through. There was also a report of El-Rufai saying that he was the one that actually informed Mr. President that there's a threat by bandits and all of that. And then I was wondering, is it that Mr. President didn't see the viral video, or are there some persons...
He said the president wasn't aware
that there was a threat by bandits to kidnap him. So I'm wondering, is it that the people around him ensure that there are things that he gets to know and the things that he does not get to know? But also, linking this too with the state of our economy and all of that, Madam Minister too has also been trending on social media, where she all of a sudden has turned back to say, no, our economy is performing better under this particular administration than previous administration. Right. And Nigerians have been wondering, you told us a few days ago that we are broke. All of a sudden, we are performing better than previous administration, and we're buying fuel at 175 naira per litre for an oil-producing nation.
Is it even 175 right now? Because that might not even, reflect what Nigerians are having to go through. Because
the minister has to take a trip and go to one of the markets by herself.
We've said that the fact that some people may be having it good in some parts of the world, is of the country, doesn't reflect with how life is for other groups of Nigerians. We'll put a hold on this. We'll probably get some more time to banter on other issues.
That the president doesn't know. How do you go and tell the president they want to kill you? They say they want to kill you. They don't even have the
that's another
guts to go and tell him. Maybe they should send him a note and put it under his bed.
Which will not
so
even
that wake up and say, Mr. President.
With no one signing
they say that
it.
they want to kill you.
With no one
they don't know how
signing
to do it.
Oh,
It is how it shows.
It doesn't
happen to
video.
presidents alone. It happens to governors. People around them don't want to tell them anything.
Oh,
and then the people who tell them the truth are probably those who are foul.